Never come back again. It's got a death curse. It's got a death curse. Drop.
Welcome back to another Death Curse Club. Grab a seat, grab a drink, get ready for some spooky time because in this place, this club, spooky season never ends. I'm Zach, that's Jim again.
That's me again. Insert, I don't know, fun quote for a t-shirt later.
You're a man of many shirts, but we only wear one shirt when we record together. What if I wore this every time we do this show now? No one would ever know if we did it in separates.
Yeah, I just go and change my clothes, my hat, everything every once in a while.
Yeah.
I live here.
I live here now.
I live in the walls. You just don't know it.
Ooh, that would be creepy. I'm into it. So we are the Death Curse Club. Thanks for watching or listening. We're on the Thrill Me Podcast Network where this runs solo on the Death Curse Club YouTube channel, but you can check us out on Thrill Me Podnet's Facebook, where we have the videos, and we have a live stream that we do once a week that has all our videos going. So check that out. It's good times. Thanks for watching. Yeah, you want to support the show, we got a Patreon. We have a lot of Patreon people on Thrill Me Podnet. I want to thank them for being Patreon members. And I want to thank you for watching and listening and doing what you do best, which is sit there, open your ears, and enjoy. Today's episode is going to be a fun one because we are ranking Friday the 13th's Jason Voorhees' masks. Let me pull up this bad boy up here. Actually, before we even get there, bring it back down. Bring it back up. Bring it back down. Before we get into that.
Yeah.
I asked you what you wanted to rank, and this was one of the options. And you said all were fine.
Yeah.
But you, which is funny to me, I don't even know why, in my contacts, because all my friends, I have characters from different shows. So like Joe, he's Macho Man. Jason, he is one guy from The Office, whoever. Some guy from The Office. Everybody's got something. Your contact photo for me, you're Jason Voorhees, coming out of the lake in part 6.
Okay.
And I don't know why I've always constituted you to that. You have the hat. You have the shirt.
I do have the shirt. I should have wore a mask. I have one.
You should have. How is Jason in your life, like, in the fact of, like, is he one of your top tier horror slasher guys?
Oh, he's my favorite.
Oh, now we're talking. Now I'm really happy we're doing this.
And it's not even, it's weird because when we've talked before about like story and all this other stuff and cinematic, right. It's the most basic of horror franchises. It doesn't really try to expand itself. Right. But I'm fine with that because the characters are fun throughout the series. You either want them to die or you want them to live. They're not boring. Right. The Jason sticks to the norm, does his thing. You know what you're getting. Right. It's just kind of a comfort watch. Yeah. It's weird. I didn't grow up watching horror movies, but I can remember seeing Friday the 13th marathon commercials on USA.
On USA, yes.
And like, yeah, with the, you always got the wheelchair kill and that kind of stuff in that commercial. So yeah, it's always been there. I think the first one I watched was part 8. Oh, really? Yeah.
Wow, part 8. That might be one of my first 2. If it's not 8, it's 7. And I think that's why I have such a love for part 7. Is because, well, not only is it fucking batshit crazy, but I do think USA was running 7 and 8 back to back constantly. Because that's how I watched it, USA. Oh, okay. I remember being a kid in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, just in my grandma's house. And I remember being in a room, turned on TV, and it was on, and I just sat there and watched it. Nobody was around. They were all doing adult shit, not paying attention to the kid, who was in a separate room with a big fucking, one of those TVs that was like, like it's made in the box. Mm-hmm. That's what it was in. And I just remember 7 and 8 being the 2 that I most known before I went back. So if that was your first, did you go back to part 1? Did it weird you out when the mom was the killer?
No, honestly, I don't remember the exact frame of how it all went down, because I didn't watch horror movies as a kid. So I watched Part 8 on VHS because a friend of mine who was really into them wanted to rent it when it came out on VHS.
Right.
So we watched it, and then I remember going to see 9 in the theater.
Mm.
Now I don't remember years as far as the time frame of between those two events, but I don't know that I necessarily really watched most of the other ones until probably much later.
Like DVD age?
No, not DVD age, still VHS.
VHS,
But definitely
okay.
like after Part 9, I think, when I started
Gotcha.
deep diving more into the actual horror movies and just movies in general.
Right. I want to go back to what you said earlier about comfort. I do feel like there is a simpleness to it that is comforting because they do have a basic plot. But I do really enjoy the different scope of characters you get. There are people that you root for more than others, and maybe one day we'll rank the best like kids from the F-13 franchise. But I don't know. I do love, and maybe it's where I'm also at in life right now, because if you looked at my like top 25 movies that I'm going to list later on, like simplistic stuff entertains me more.
Yeah.
Now, and I bet then too because it's easy to pick up, but there is just something charming of just like turning it on, here it is, start to finish, nothing's changed. Though they do add on some, again, Part 7, batshit crazy, like superpower shit.
Yeah. But even then, it's still very basic. It still
And to
follows
the
the very
world.
basic, yeah.
Yeah.
Other than the fact that you just happen to have somebody that has, psychic abilities.
Right,
Other
right,
than
right,
that,
right.
everything else is by the numbers.
Okay, and I don't want to give away your favorite mask in the ranking because this is going to have to be a discussion. We're
Yeah.
going to have to
Sure.
place these out of both of our wants and likes.
Yeah.
So I'll pull up the ranked tier here. We have the absolute best. I want one Jason mask to be the best. Okay,
I think
but
we rank them all, and then we'll move one up to the top at the end.
I like this. I like this idea. Okay, so I say we'll start over here with Part 3. What of or we should go in order. We should go in order, right? And I mean that in the sense of movies.
Yeah.
So the first movie we get with Jason, he has a bag head.
Yeah.
And I have Baghead Jason right here. Okay. It's really funny, and maybe it's because of how many Jason movies there have been. And growing up first with hockey masks, and then going back to the Baghead, it does kind of feel weird, especially because of the overalls and the plaid shirt. It's all kind of fucking weird. But where do you kind of see the Baghead in the life of Jason?
I like the Baghead. It's because it's different. I think because it's not. It's going to start to get a little difficult with some of the other ones because are very similar.
They do get similar.
So I like the fact that it's different. It gives them a different vibe. It is that kind of almost origin story feel to it.
Okay.
So it's because it's pre-hockey mask.
Okay. I'm into that. The only thing I want to kind of fight on this is because later on we have a Jason movie with not only the hockey mask, but a Baghead.
Yes.
And I prefer that Baghead.
Okay. Are we including that Baghead?
It's right fucking there, bud.
Okay.
It's right
It's
there.
so little, I can't see it.
Yeah. So we have two Bagheads up. Two Baghead Jasons up here.
Baghead Jason.
So I guess we don't have to go in order.
I don't put it in the end. I would
Okay.
put it in. We could put it in C. I'd be fine with C.
Okay, Baghead 1.
Yeah.
In C. Okay, we're putting Baghead in C, and I'm into that because I do enjoy it. I do find there to be a creepiness, especially because there's only one eye.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think also the performance kind of is a goofy Jason. Like, he does some goofy shit. Like, he falls out the chair, for fuck's sake.
It gets goofier.
It gets goofier, he
In the
says.
very next one, it's goofier. Even without the mask, it's even goofier without the mask as well.
Okay, fair enough. All right, so let's move on to Friday the 13th Part 3. It's the original. It's OG mask.
Yeah,
Where
but
you at?
does that mean it's good? I mean,
No. Yeah, fair enough. Well, what's funny is like at the end it gets the iconic axe mark.
Yeah, but I would put that more towards 4.
But that's the
than 3.
different. No, I was going to say those are the different ones.
Yeah. So 3. I mean, it like I
I'll
said, it
give
is
it-
iconic.
I'll give it a C.
I mean, because it's the first one, I'm fine with either B or C, just because of the fact that, like it doesn't need to be different.
Okay.
Because it's the first one. Where later on, if it's going to be very similar, I feel like it should be a little bit more different and
Right.
therefore not as good.
Okay.
If it,
I'll put it in B. Because I do think, because it is the original, I mean, I understand it was just there and they used it, but it could have gone way worse.
Yeah.
So I will give you a B as well. All right. So part 4, which is right here, the iconic slash through the head is in it. I think it fits the head well. Because there's a couple of these where I'm like, it matches the head. Because there are some, and we'll get to it, where I don't think it matches the head. And it looks weird. Yeah. I like big head. And I think if you have this, it works.
Yeah, I like the look of it. I like the gritty dirtiness. The fact that we kind of keep it going.
Right.
The continuity of it all with the axe mark, like you said. The fact that we didn't ignore what happened before, or we just didn't look for a way to create a new mask just for the hell of it.
Stop fucking ruining part 8. Yeah, I agree with all those remarks. I love the axe because it is picking up the next day. There's blood stains on it. Like, it's really good. I would say A.
Yeah, I would say A too.
Okay. So we're going to put part 4 in A. So right now we have an A, B, and C, which isn't bad. We're doing well. I love this. All right. The controversial Roy mask. Oh, this sucks. This is on me. I should have put the Dream Jason mask up here. Oh. But because Dream Jason mask isn't actually in the movieing, I didn't count it. I like the idea of giving the blue symbols because where does part 5 sit with you?
I like part 5. I know a lot of people don't because of the...
It's not Jason.
It's not Jason. It's just, I think they go in with this idea of, like they said, that it's not Jason, so they've already kind of written it off.
Right.
Where it's actually a fun movie.
Right.
The characters are, I think some of the characters are some of the most fun in this series.
Right.
Even though they're annoying, but that's okay.
I have a fucking damn enchilada shirt. What are you talking about?
But I mean, some of the other characters are annoying, but that's fine because you want them to die. It's got a great dance sequence.
Right.
It's a good song for the dance sequence.
Oh yeah, oh fuck! I'm trying. Don't ruin it. Your Eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good song.
I mean, all that stuff. I mean, and then we even, and it tells you what it is even in the movie. Like if you're really, once you know, if you're paying attention, you know that
it's probably
it's pretty obvious. In fact,
yes.
You can even see with Roy.
How he acts.
Like how he acts changes throughout the movie when we see him, and when he even says, I think the sheriff says something about the killer. He's like, "Oh, are you talking to me?"
Right.
Like they know they're having fun with it. So I like part 5.
Yeah, I don't mind part 5. I think what's funny is like it's not just an 80s thing, but it just popped in my mind. What is with franchises doing trilogies within their series? And what I'm saying is like this is during the time of Star Trek. Doing a 2, 3, and 4, being a kind of trilogy. Yeah. Halloween, doing the Thorn trilogy. Fuck, you can even say the David Gordon Green now.
Yeah.
And this movie having a trilogy within it. I think it's interesting. Where's the mask lay on you, though?
I would put it in the middle somewhere, just because of the fact that it is being different. You know, we do...
And pointing that it's not Jason.
And pointing that it's not Jason and the little blue marks and all that. So I'm fine with, like, I'd even
a
put
B?
it at B, yeah.
I'll put it at a B. Yeah, that's right. We're putting it at B. Boom! Jason 5. All right. Friday the 13th, Part 6. Jason Lives. We've met this man. I met this man, and he berated me. He berated me in line. And I loved every minute of it. I think the mask, it's following suit from part 4. It's you can tell it's a little wider on the face. So if you ask me now, Jason Lives, the movie, is top 3 Friday the 13th movies. It's a Frankenstein film. It's a monster coming back to life. I love the idea. Zombie Jason's always my favorite Jason. I love that idea. I will say that I feel like bland. Besides the axe mark, it's a pretty bland look.
Yeah.
It almost mirrors part two's blue overalls in a way. Because when you look at it, it's like part 3 and 4 have a similar green shirt, but there's something about this green shirt that just doesn't. In the gloves, I hate the fucking gloves. I think that's where it comes down to. And I know we're just doing masks, but I feel like the mask mirrors what we've said.
Yeah, it's weird. The whole thing is weird. The whole, I know you can overthink it when you're talking about the clothes, but where did he get the clothes? Was he buried with these clothes?
Right. Well, obviously not. Well, I guess he was. Yes.
He just pops up and he's got them.
You're right. So instead of putting in, what if Jason was in a fucking suit? And who buried him? Like, why did you give him an actual bury ceremony? Like, did his dad, what's his dad's name? Eli or some shit? Elias, like, did he bury him? Yeah. And instead of putting him in a nice fucking suit, he was like, I don't want to see his body. Was the mask with him, or did Tommy drop the mask?
Tommy has the
mask. So let's cover him up. Ugh, his fucking hands are disgusting. Put gloves on him. Not the fucking face, but we need to cover those hands.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it a C.
Yeah.
Personally.
I'm fine with C.
Okay.
Because it's not real exciting.
Well, not only exciting, but it's just a carbon copy of A and B almost. There's nothing to differ in it. All right, so...
And it's cleaner. Was Tommy washing it?
Right. All right, so now we're getting into the nitty-gritty, in my opinion. Part 7. I think that even though it's the first one that I saw, and it is one of my, guilty pleasure favorites, I fucking love the mask in this one. Because I love that it's broke.
Yeah.
I love that you could see part of his mouth and Kane doing the... I love that this is the first one that actually the mask wears a little bit. Because he's been down in the lake for so long.
Well, it also got caught by the propeller in the boat.
That's right, in the last one. Yeah. That's right. So, again, continuity fucking continued, and it looks a little worn.
Yeah.
I'm into it.
Yeah. So I put it up in A as well.
You're giving A. Okay. That's what I like to hear. Boom. Part 7. A. All right. Now we are in Friday the 13th, Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan. Weirdly, and maybe it's because he's wet the whole fucking time. Now, this one, he got from the kid on the boat at the beginning.
Yes.
Like, he
because
had a
his
mock...
other one got, destroyed.
Destroyed, yeah. Telekinesis.
So he had to get a new mask.
He had to get a new mask. I like this mask. For some reason, the way that it looks sleek because he is so wet the whole time.
So excited.
He's so fucking wet the whole time. But, there's something the way it just melds to his face that it looked so good. And because I think it's the most iconic, I think for a while, this is the one that was always on t-shirts. This is the ones that were always, advertised. I kind of feel like it's an A.
Okay. Yeah, we can put it up for A.
We're going to have a lot battling for A, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's like I said, I agree with the wet look and the shininess, and it fits well. And yeah.
Do you think am I being too strong?
No.
If you think it's a
no,
B,
because we're rating the mask. We're not rating how he got it.
Okay.
Because the mask looks good. Now, how he got it's a little much, but it's fine.
It's easy. It's completely easy.
It's just like, hey, we're gonna have some random. We're always carrying hockey masks around with us. That's what I always bring.
Stabbing our girlfriends after we had the SEX. You know what I'm talking about. All right. Friday the 13th, Part 9. Jason Goes to Hell.
Right.
There's a bit of me that loves it. The issue that comes into play, and I know we're not trying to yes, the wetness look of Jason really made that mask stand out. At the end of Part 8, his mask is ripped away again. No mask. Fucking acid to the face, mask goes bye-bye. So there's no rhyme or reason he has this mask. By the end of the movie, he was a kid. What are we doing?
Right.
But his head is gargantuan and overseeping it. I think the look is great. It just doesn't make sense of how he got there.
Right.
Holy shit, I never thought of that. His suit's blue. What if it's not even Jason? What if it's Roy? What if it's
Roy came
Zombie Roy.
Zombie Roy.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
How haven't we gotten a Zombie Roy one yet?
I mean, that's the issue, is because you got how we left it at 8, and then we just jump into part 9 with no real explanation, and you can feel, and it's like, oh, even if he just laid down there and grew back up again, and then started to mutate because of that's his genetic mutation caused by whatever.
Right. Not explained.
Then he decided just to pick up a random mask, and then it's like, yeah, this is cool. I've been wearing this for a while. I'm just going to keep on wearing it.
Right. But I also feel there's something about the head being so big and it's so dirty, you don't get a good look at what the mask actually looks like.
Yeah.
Besides close-ups, and definitely not in the movie, I never knew there was a red gimmick there. I never saw it.
I mean, he doesn't wear it for very long.
Oh, yeah, because of the beginning and the end.
Yeah.
I'm going to say D.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
I hate it. Like, I like it, but I don't think it's prominent, honestly.
No.
All right. So we got our first D. We got our first D on the books. So now we go to Jason X. Jason X, we have 2 masks.
Right.
We have the mask at the beginning of the movie that goes about 70%. And then the last 30 with Uber Jason.
Correct.
I give them an A for doing something different.
Mm-hmm.
I hate the mask he wears at the beginning. I hate the pointed nose.
Oh, yeah, the pointed nose.
I hate this.
Yeah.
It just, I don't understand why.
I like the general look of Jason in that movie, but yeah,
Yes.
the mask isn't great.
Well, the thing that I loved about it, and I don't know if there was something or there's a reason why, but I felt like we were in a world of Jason has no eyes. It's dead black when you look at him. This movie, even at the beginning, you notice it, like, they're prominent on the fucking eye. And like he's looking over at the guy. They were using, it was very Michael Myers of them. To be like, nah, the eye is real, but he's supposed to be zombie.
But
All this being said, and I like that it was the Jason Goes to Hell head, just a little slimmer, a little bit, because it did have that brain looky. I don't like the mask at all. There's no defining feature besides the bad nose.
well, as far as the eye go, I mean, they do talk about his regenerative abilities.
Yeah.
So
Fair.
that's why he is starting to kind of regenerate in a way.
Yeah.
Which again would question why he looks so jacked up in 9.
So
Like, should he look better?
right, that's what I'm saying. Like, he looked better in this movie.
But it doesn't. I don't know. It's weird because this should, in theory, should be taking place after Freddy versus Jason.
Yes, it is. Technically, it is.
So shouldn't it fall in line with that in some way? But it doesn't.
We'll never know.
So yeah, I don't know.
I
For
don't
the mask
like the
itself,
mask.
I'm not a fan of the mask.
I don't
Itself.
like
I
the
like his
mask.
overall look, but the mask itself is nothing.
Well,
special.
since we're grading just masks,
yeah,
I'm giving it a D. D! A D! Good?
yeah.
Okay. Uber Jason. Fucking 10. 10, fucking 10.
Yeah,
Look,
I love it. I think it's great.
from the aspect, look, I'm already putting you in A, baby. You're going to A. From the aspect of, because in the movie, in case if you've never seen it, he gets the shit blown away of him, and these things regenerate his body to make Uber Jason. But I love the fact that the mask still is kind of there. Like, it's titanium look, but there's the holes to be like breathing apparatus holes. But how slender to the face, I love that it connects all the way around, and his brain showing. Absolutely banger of a look.
Yeah, I mean, it nailed what it needed to do.
Right.
It looks perfect for what it needed to be.
Right.
I don't know what you could have done to really make it better.
Right.
So yeah.
Sick. Jim's a podcaster. All right. So from Jason X, we go to Freddy versus Jason, and this is where I have feelings. Because, I said it earlier, the mask is way too big for the little head. Mm-hmm. And I don't like the black head with hair. It just gives me the, like, you tried to make a Jason. Mm. It feels like if I bought the costume from Party City. Like, if I went to Spirit, I would get a full, oh my God, that looked great. Could you believe it? No pointed nose. But this suit just feels very
Yeah. It does feel like you said, like a costume.
Right.
It's the one that feels the most like somebody just slapped on a costume.
I don't think it's as bad as Hell or X.
Right.
The
mask itself, yeah.
Mask itself, I'm willing to give a C.
Okay.
Do you feel higher?
No, definitely don't feel higher.
Okay. But you were on the point of being like D.
C or D, I would have been fine with. I mean,
I just feel like, yeah, to me that's perfect. Like, it still has the idea. I give them props for the red gimmick. There are, continuity wise, you did the Jason X eye that keeps following around. But other than that, nothing. And I do like at the end the Freddy claw mark. So at least there's some distinctiveness if you did continue it.
right.
All right. Reboot time. Friday the 13th, the reboot. We have a bag head and we have a mask face. I personally prefer the bag head over the mask in this.
Yeah, I think the bag looks better. The mask,
especially with his body.
Yeah.
Like, Derek Mears is a bulk fuck bitch.
Yeah.
And there's something about how tight it is. Because the one from part 2, it's loosey-goosey.
Yeah.
Which I don't mind. But this thing is wrapped on his fucking face. And I love it.
Yeah, it feels more like a wrap, where the other one just looks like he walked by. It's like, oh, this looks good.
I would be willing to give it a B.
Yeah, it's got to be above the other mask for sure. So I would say B.
All right, so we're going B with that. And then the final mask, which is the hockey mask. I like it.
I'd say C, just because it's not as good as the bag.
Okay, as the bag was. Okay, cool. So we have kind of almost there. We need the best mask to be the top. So we have part 4, part 7, part 8, and Uber. And it sucks because I don't want to go off of my own, like, grew up with this mask. It might be part 4.
Yeah, I would say they're 4, or even Uber, just because it's so different.
It's different.
But if you're, I feel like I want to say 4, just because it's got the best look of the hockey mask.
Of the hockey mask. Okay, so what if we put best 4, then Uber can be directly second.
Yeah.
And then I would say 7
Yeah.
and 8, so I think that's all fair.
Yeah.
Now down here to the level B, we have 3, 5, bag. I think I'm having a tough time because I want to give 3 credit, but I don't want to give it too much credit.
Right.
So I think I would, for me personally, I would go 5 bag 3.
Yeah, I definitely would put 3 at the end. I was going back and forth on bag and 5.
Do you want to put bag as this?
I don't necessarily want to. I'm just, I was going back and forth on it.
No. I'm just saying,
I'm good
like,
with either one.
I'm good with this.
I would put 3 at the end.
Oh, that's what I meant. I'm so sorry.
No, yeah.
Yeah, so I like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, this looks good. Just from a standpoint, because that is terrifying.
the
That
bag
mask
looks
is
really good.
fucking terrifying.
Yeah. I mean, it makes the character that much.
Right, and I think that's what puts it over the edge. I give 5 the blue difference.
Yeah.
I give that credit. And then 3. Okay, so our C level, I would actually put, for me, 2009 being the front of the C's.
Yeah.
And then I would maybe part 6.
Yeah, 6 has a good look. Like,
For this level. And I think this is the same.
yeah.
D level, would you put, like, is this where you
I would
have
probably
it?
leave it like that because even though I'm not a big fan of the 9 look, at least they tried.
Right. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we have a tier list, and it goes in this order. In the D rung, from bottom to best, we have Jason X, and then Jason Goes to Hell. In the C, from worst to best, we have Freddy vs. Jason mask, first baghead, Jason 6, and then the reboots mask. And then in our B tier, from least to best, we have part 3, part 5, reboot baghead. Then in our A class, we have part 8, part 7, Uber Jason. And then the best mask in a Friday the 13th overall, we have 1984's night. What is it? Part 4? Is it 84? It has to be 84.
Something like that, yeah.
Friday the 13th, Part 4. Jason Voorhees mask. I love it. I think this is great. I think we did it. What say you people? Do you like this order? Would you rearrange it in any other way? Put it in the comments. Put it on the post. Put it on the video. Put it on Spotify. Spotify does comments now. You can comment if you're just listening. You could be like, I love part 6. I love Jason Goes to Hell mask. This is my comment about it. And I'm going to rate your show 5 stars because that was a great list. Thanks. You should do all those things. Follow us on Instagram and Threads. Death Curse Club. Jim, thanks for coming on.
Yeah, don't follow me because I don't accept friends or followers.
Don't follow him. That's all he says. So, till next time, we'll catch you later at the Death Curse Club. Spooky Lake.
You'll never come back again. It's got a death curse. It's got a death curse.